Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and today we are going to be checking out the San Diego Comic-Con 2018 exclusive Hyper Phase Voltron from Playmates Toys. That is right, my friends. We first got a look at this new colorway of Voltron back at New York Toy Fair at the Playmates Toys booth. And it turns out that it has been made an exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con. It's actually a previews exclusive, and it's shared, so a few of the online retailers such as Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth are also carrying this for pre-order. So pretty cool stuff. We're going to dive right in and take a look at it. As you can see, it comes in a massive oversized box complete with a handle on it because you're going to need that to carry this thing around. There's a nice flap on there that you can fold open, revealing a window box inside that showcases your 5 lions and all the accessories. Of course, combining this will form the new Hyper Phase Voltron. So let's go ahead and get this pulled out of the box, and we're going to get a closer look at it here so we can figure out what makes this different from the already released legendary Voltron from Playmates Toys. So right now, I've got all 5 lions lined up next to each other. And the one thing that really stands out on these guys is the paint deco. In fact, after pulling them out of the box and really looking at them, that seems to be the only real difference. Red, blue, yellow, and green are the exact same lions that we got with the original legendary Voltron release at retail. The biggest difference is with the black lion and his wings, which you can see are all new. The lion itself is the same. He does just have some new paint deco, but we do have these new giant blue translucent wings, which are very cool looking. We're still going to go ahead and take a look at each of the lions one by one so we can really see the differences here. Okay, let's start off with blue here. Now, I don't want to get too overly detailed with a lot of these lions because, like I said, same sculpts, and I really went into detail on my other review of the legendary Voltron, so if you haven't watched that yet, you can go ahead and check that out after this video if you'd like. But we are still going to go and look at these one by one because I want to show you guys how these work out. So, they do all come with the cool little shuttles with the pilots inside. We've seen these before. They're just soft plastic, actually. You can see they're pretty pliable. The little pilot inside. Actually, it looks like just an empty seat there. But it's just solid black. I think there's supposed to be a pilot sitting there. He's just painted black. You can't really put this anywhere, but it's still a neat little inclusion. The lion itself, exactly the same as what we had before, but new paint deco. You'll notice this theme on all of the lions. There's this new really bright blue. It almost blends in a little bit with our blue lion here because of the dark blue, but we now have this light blue stripe going across the back. The midsection is painted a light blue, as is underneath the front right here, right around the arms. We have some light blue highlights here on the sides as well. The eyes are that same color, light blue, so that's really what makes this guy stand out. The articulation is that same kind of ratchet articulation. You can really see that kind of locking in place, which is good. It definitely helps to keep them standing, though it is a little tricky sometimes to kind of mess with it, just to find the right way to get the feet standing flat on the ground. So you can see it's the same here at the knees and then down here at the ankles, and that's the same way with the front legs as well, so you can kind of match that up. The claws are made of a softer plastic. That way they're not too sharp. They won't hurt kids or anything like that, but you will notice that's going to cause some of them to be warped on some of the lions that we look at. And then the mouth has got the snapping feature. Rah, rah, rah. But you can also move the head up and down at that joint there. So, they do come with these attachable cannons, and one of the things about these is they do have brand new cannons. So if you did pick up Legendary Voltron, all of those lions also had cannons that attached, but they were different. So we do have brand new cannons. We have that difference here. So there's a little clip on this one on the underside. You can see that there. That will actually clip over the back, and you can see the little notches underneath here that attaches to. So let me go and get that locked in. As you can see, I just accidentally fired the missile, so that's going to happen sometimes. There's that missile. It's like a water missile. And this is, I think, the same as what we had before as well. So you can just plug that right into the front of the cannon. It locks it in place like this. And this is what your blue lion looks like with the large cannon attached. And the button is just right here on the top. And as I just showed you, pew! It actually shoots really, really well. So it definitely adds some play value to the individual lions. They all have it. It's pretty easy just to kind of unclip it. You just got to like There you go. Pop it right off the side there so you can remove it. So I do like how they added good play value to the individual lions as well. So they're pretty nice stuff. Let's go and move on to the next one. All right, we got Hunk's yellow lion here. Again, we got a little shuttle here, our little pilot. Yeah, there's definitely a little guy sitting in there. He's just painted black, but that's still neat little inclusion. Like I said, we have seen these before. So our yellow lion, same sculpt as before, but we do have that nice bright blue. You can see kind of all along the middle of the body there. The little torso is painted that way, and we got the same blue stripe coming along the back. So I guess that's our hyper phase. That's what makes this Voltron different from the others. But he is just, you know, still the same lion, still features the same articulation here. You got the snap jaw on the front, but again, the one thing that really makes him a little bit different this time is his new cannons that attaches to his back. This is different than the one before. So this will attach over the front. There's like a little lip on the front of this, and then you can attach it to the little piece on his back. That piece on his back is articulated because it folds up for when he's turned into a leg. So that does actually make it a little difficult sometimes, but you can see I snapped it on there. It clipped in place really good, and you can actually move it up and down because of that piece there. Look at that articulated piece. So that's actually kind of cool. So these have little firing missiles on either side. And you got these nice little buttons right here that just blend in really well. So if you press those, pew, we can fire off our missiles. Just like that. So again, just some added play features for our lions. All right, so working down to our smaller arm lions, here is red. Once again, the only real differences here are the new blue that's right here in the joint in the middle on the torso. We got a blue on the neck and blue on the cheeks, but that's it on him. The rest of him is still painted pretty much the same as before. Looks pretty good, you know, everything about him still functions exactly the same as what we knew. They have the added articulation here in the midsection, of course, because they get turned into arms, so that's like an elbow bend, and then the tail, you know, still flexible just like the others. He does have the little pilot piece as well, little shuttle right there, and he also has a brand new cannon for his back. He gets a disc launcher. The first time around, yellow had a disc launcher. So there's a little peg for him that will plug right here into the slot on his back, and you can see it just adds this new disc launcher to the top. Now, the odd thing about this is that I can't seem to get the disc launcher to work. You're supposed to squeeze these two sides right here to fire the disc out, but it gets stuck. You can hear it kind of stuck in there. Here, let me pop this off just to show you guys. What seems to be happening is when I pull it, the disc is getting stuck here. It's not like... It's like it doesn't fit through the slot. So I don't know, that might just be an error with mine. But I've tried all the discs here now, and they all get stuck there. They're not fitting through the slot on the front. It's like, it's just too tight right here. Look at that. You see that? It's too tight, and it's just not blasting out like it's supposed to. It's getting stuck. So hopefully that might just be a weird one-off issue with mine, because all of the other ones so far have been working just fine. And that brings us to the green lion. Now the green lion I feel like looks a lot different because the black and the bright blue really kind of mesh with that green in an interesting way that just makes him look like a completely different lion. Also, he does have the shield clipped to his back, and it's a nice bright blue this time, outlined in black. So that just clips right up there. We do have the nice little pilot shuttle right there, and we have a brand new cannon for him as well, which also, for whatever reason, has the exact same water missiles. But if you want to attach this to his back, you can just pop the little shield off the top, and you can see there's little slots right here for these two pegs on the cannon. Plugs it right in like that, and now we've got this double barrel cannon lined up here with the little buttons right there that really do a great job of firing these missiles off. Rah, rah. And finally, that brings us to the Black Lion, which is a beast. I mean, this thing is huge. If you haven't played with the already released Legendary Voltron, the Black Lion is a massive toy. Very cool. Now, you can see that warping I was talking about is pretty bad on this one, but you just got to kind of mess with it, and you can straighten him out. Not so bad there. But he's really cool looking. It's still a great toy. I talked about in the other video how much I loved this as a toy. The only differences are the new blue stripes that are found here. He's got some of that blue up here in the face as well. well. And then, of course, he's got these brand new wings. Now, usually we've got the thinner red wings for Voltron, but this time around we got these ones that kind of come out almost like feathers. They're translucent blue. They're very bright, very colorful. Of course, those are articulated, so you can swivel them, you can move them up and down. So this is going to be good for transforming him into Voltron form. Of course, there are sounds and lights with him as well, which also works great for when you combine them into Voltron. There's a button here. You have an on-off switch up here. A battery pack is there, but it does come with the battery, so that's really good. And by pressing the button, you get some cool sounds.
We need to increase firepower. Systems compromised.
Now, you might notice it's still Shiro's voice, so it's not Keith. They didn't change the voice chip in this. It's the exact same as before, and it's a great voice chip. There's some really cool phrases. I believe you can get over 50 different sounds out of this. But of course, if you've been following the series on Netflix, you know that it's advanced a little bit in who pilots which lion, so it is a bit of a shame on that front. Alright, so as with any Voltron toy, you gotta form Voltron. That's what everybody wants to do. That's what we want to see. So the first thing we want to do is prepare everything, and let me show you real quick how to prepare each of the lions to transition into our fully built Voltron. So let's start with the arm lions here. The first thing you're going to want to do is push that tail inside. It kind of locks in place. The legs just kind of fold up just like that. And the unique part about the arms is they can open up right here at the torso, and you can just fold the legs inside the torso like this. Get the red legs inside just like that, and close it up. And you should be able to lock it in place. If not, just kind of mess with the legs a little bit. Make sure all the little claws are inside, because sometimes those will get in the way. And once you've got that, and then boom, just like that, you get them all closed up. So basically, that's all we got to do to make an arm. Now we want to do the same thing with the green lion, and he has this shield right here. So we do want to pop the shield off for this part right here. Same thing, push the tail all the way in, fold the back legs up just like that. Open up the torso, and you can fold the legs in just like this. Make sure they kind of fit right there into those little slots. That makes it a lot easier to close it up if you get them to fit in there the right way. There you go. And then you can latch that shut just like that. Now, the shield will actually change and plug onto the back. There's another hole right up here. So you'll plug the shield up here. And sometimes that might actually be easier to do once you attach the arm to the black lion. Oh, the other thing we got to mention with the red and green is you also have these little tabs that you pull out that work as the shoulder connectors. All right, blue and yellow. Here we go. The front legs just kind of fold up like so. The back legs fold up very similar to what we just did with red and green. They kind of fold up inside right here. You also want to push the tail in and try to lock it in place. Sometimes they don't clip all the way in, so you just got to deal with this sometimes. There's a little notch right there that's supposed to make it like stick in there, but sometimes it just pops out just like that. The head just folds forward. Now on the blue, you got this little flap you need to pull up so that the head will fold up all the way, and then you want to bring those back legs straight down because these basically work as the heels for the leg to keep it balanced. So there's our blue leg. We're going to do the exact same thing with yellow here real quick. Push the tail in there. Boom, just like that. See, the yellow one sticks a lot better. Same with this. So this is articulated like I showed you. You want to push it all the way back because the head goes up. You want to bring the legs forward just like that. And boom, we've created a yellow leg. So now we have legs, we have arms, and that brings us to the black lion, which is going to build the torso and the head. So the first thing here, you want to open up these little slots right here, and you fold the legs inside the shoulders, just like that. And then you turn these so that the leg piece is in the back. Now, you're going to hit that button sometimes, like I just did. Fold the legs straight down, so that way we got our legs sticking straight down, so that way they can plug directly into our yellow and blue lions, and then you can also fold the tail up on the back. And now we can start assembling this guy. All right, let's do this. Let's build our Voltron. So we got our black lion. We got them all ready to go. You got these little opening doors right here on the tops of the legs. Now, I know I've been saying this a lot in this video, but if you already have legendary Voltron, you know exactly what you're doing here. But here we go. Press them in. This is the fun part because the lights and sounds on this recognizes as you are building Voltron. You don't even need to press the button. So here we go.
Whatever you say, Shiro.
So there's Hunk addressing Shiro and the black lion. We'll do blue. Pooch has got Lance. Sorry, no Princess Allura here. And then we can take our Red Lion. We got that little peg that we extended there. We just plug that right into the shoulder, like this.
Red Lion, ready for battle.
And I guess,
Back.
welcome back, Keith. We can lower the face right there out of the helmet, and then you can also extend the little antler pieces here, right there on the top of Voltron's head. I went ahead and did that first. Usually I would do that last. Obviously, forming Voltron, the head comes last. But when you plug in the last lion, it does a cool little sequence altogether. So here we go. Let's get Pidge attached.
Fire up the green lion.
Oh,
We're coming in hot.
that's definitely something worth mentioning. I accidentally hit the button, and it does know when lions are detached. So if I press the button right now,
Pidge, fire up the green lion. We're coming in hot.
it knows that Pidge is missing. It knows that there's no green lion. So here we go.
Pidge,
Oh,
fire up.
there we go.
Blue lion, ready for action. Red lion, ready for battle.
Green lion, all systems go.
Yellow lion engaged. Red, green, black, blue, and yellow lions detected. Voltron operational. Voltron complete. Targeting road beast.
Pretty cool stuff. And I talked about that in my first review of the original Legendary Voltron, how cool I think that play feature is. It works really great. Now, it is the exact same sounds as we got with the first time. I already mentioned how I wish that was a little updated to have some, updated pilot announcements, but it's still a fun feature nonetheless. And of course, we got these new wings now, so when we expand those there, they're huge. They got these massive blue wings, and you've basically got a completely new look for Voltron. So this right here is your completed Hyper Phase Voltron. Now, you do also get the sword. It's the exact same sword as before. You've got that kind of like snapping mouth here on the Red Lion, so it just kind of clips right around the sword. It actually holds onto it pretty good. One of the things about this, which again is exactly the same as before, the balance is a little tricky. You definitely want to make sure you get those paws of the blue lion and the yellow lion lined up to work as the heels of the feet. That way you can keep your Voltron balanced. You can kind of mess around with a little bit sometimes he's leaning. So you got to mess with the legs a little bit to get it right. You can bend them at the knees there. You can actually swivel them at the thighs, which is impressive. The legs also come outwards at the hips.
The blue lion.
He thinks the blue lion detached, but that's because I just moved it. There you go. See? Reattached it. Now he's going to go through the whole spiel again, so I'm actually going to shut him off. But the legs can go outwards. You can bend at the elbow. You can kind of swivel those around. Of course, you can open the mouth. That reveals the cannon inside. Of course, they don't stay open, so unfortunately, you can't pose them with the mouth open. Also, the head does not move on this. That's one thing that they definitely got right with their classic Voltron. You could turn the head. It's still a bummer that on this particular version, the head cannot turn. It is locked, always looking forwards. So this is our Hyper Phase Voltron. I keep talking about the others, so let's do it. It's comparison time. Here we've got the new Hyper Phase Voltron standing alongside a legendary Defender Voltron, which is, like I said, basically exactly the same, just with a new coat of paint and brand new wings. And just for fun, I also want to show this new one standing alongside Playmates' version of the 84 Voltron, the original Voltron, to see these two standing side by side. So this now gives us 3 giant combining Voltron toys from Playmates Toys. Pretty cool stuff when you get them all bunched together and standing on your shelf. So there you go, my friends. That is a look at the upcoming San Diego Comic-Con 2018 exclusive Hyper Phase Voltron from Playmates Toys. All in all, this is actually a decent Comic-Con exclusive because there's not a lot different going on here. Basically, the only new things that you're getting are the new cannon attachments and these new wings and a little bit of fresh new paint. Otherwise, the toy is exactly the same. Now, this is a toy built with a kid in mind, which is totally fine. The play value is awesome on this guy. I love the lights and sounds. However, when it's exclusive to something like Comic-Con and not actually available at retail, that is a bit of a problem because a lot of kids probably aren't going to be able to get a hold of this one to actually play with it. But if you are heading out to San Diego Comic-Con, this is a previews exclusive, so you can pick it up there. But as I mentioned, it is also exclusive as a shared exclusive with Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. You can pre-order them right now for shipping for the exact same price that he's going to cost you at Comic-Con, which is $129.99, just a little bit more expensive than Legendary Voltron was at retail stores. I have to give a very special thanks to the folks at Playmates Toys for sending this guy along so we can get a good look at him before the show. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. San Diego Comic-Con coverage is coming. Until next time, my friends.